All right, here we are on this photo shoot today in Palm Coast, Florida. So here I am using polarizer. As you watch the sky, it gets bluer or not so blue. So here I'm going for the deep blue. I lowered the exposure to see the sky, and then I properly exposed the facade of the house. Here I zoomed in to focus, make sure that I'm in focus, and here it is. Here's the end result. Now we're gonna go to the front of the door, just right across the door. I'm gonna include the driveway here a little bit. I'm sorry, the garage, corner of the garage. I unfortunately did not have recorded some of the other photos that I've taken here. So here's the right side of the house. Not much to say here. We're just gonna zoom in here to make sure I'm in focus, and here's the end result. And here we go. We go right inside the house. And we're gonna go ahead and include the door handle here. I'm gonna use my tripod as a door stop, although this door didn't really need it. But I'm gonna compose my shot and in such a way, you see how close I'm to the door frame on my right side with my lens and far away from the, and here's the floor. Watch the floor in the kitchen on far off. If you rewind a bit, rewatch it. So here's the end result. You see how I kept the lip of the door on the left side of the door frame, where the door thing goes. I'm not sure what the technical thing here is, but here I'm not really quite pleased with the white balance. So I'm searching through my presets and I don't really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and expose this white switch and create a custom white balance based on this white switch. I'm gonna put it right back to right where I was. Here I'm lining up my frames on the left side, on the right side, as you see, so it's all just lines. There's no gaps. I'm gonna go right on the other side and still gonna focus on the dining room area. And you see how I aligned the door frame there with the edge of the countertop. Or the counter, rather. Here again, I'm trying to aligning the left and the right. Of the frame with the walls there, the corners. Not quite sure what the holdup here is on my side. Oh, did I take a picture here? What the hell's going on? Oh, I think this is where I did. Okay. So here, again, you see how close I am to the right side of the door frame. I'm pretty close. So here's the result. Here, I also did not have any footage from the camera itself, but here's the result. See how I'm hugging the left and the right side of the frame, and I'm putting walls in there. So I'm framing my left and rights with some kind of geometrical. Here I'm choosing to get rid of the glare on the cabinets rather than on the floor. And here we can see clearly what kind of cabinet colors there are. And I think here, I'm going to prioritize the countertop, as you saw me do that with my circular polarizer there. There's the photo. All right, so I'm gonna use that space where the fridge is. Well, I guess in the next shot, but here I'm gonna, again, get rid of the glare on the cabinets, as you saw me do that right there. And the glare on the floor isn't too bad, so manageable. There's the photo of the cabinets. Got too hot there. So here I'm inside the cavity where the fridge would go, I suppose. And I'm gonna go for that compression, because normally you don't have a chance for that compression because the fridge is there. So I'm gonna align that door, the window crack. So just a bit of that window, beginning the window on the right and the corner on the left of the wall there. Same thing here, I'm gonna align that corner where that fridge is on the left and the corner on the right to create my frame. And there it is. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, to be honest. I think I'm just fixing the camera, I suppose. All right, so I'm gonna back into this next shot. I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna compress a bit. You're gonna see that in just 1 second here. Obviously, as you back up, you have to be aware of your surroundings. So here you see that wall on a counter and the window there. See, I'm trying to align those to frame it in one line. And on the right, I'm framing up with the corner there of the wall. So now we have lines on left and right side. I think I do the same thing here with the column next to the front door. Although I'm not quite sure because there's that reflection in the countertop, so I'm not quite sure what the angle here was, geometrically speaking, but that's how it turned out right there. So this shot is kind of controversial because this isn't something that you expect from professional photographers, but I think it's a valuable shot from perspective of a buyer to see. You see how I'm gonna lower that again? We kind of saw that twice. But to see how the counter, the kitchen island where the sink is, how it looks like, especially if it's like an island like that. From the perspective of standing there and working at a sink. Right, you're gonna be looking down at this whole counter island. So that's a good perspective to capture. Especially how the rest of the house looks like from that perspective. So you have to raise your camera and point it down. Here I'm just gonna swing, and now it's gonna be an alternate angle. So it does not end up looking like it's the same angle. It's just a switcheroo between sink and the stove. So it's going to be an opposite angle here just by turning the camera around. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And boom, there it is. Actually, I end up making it brighter. I just end up cutting it out, but I end up making it brighter because the original was too dark a bit. Yeah, so I'm just conveniently there. I'm gonna focus back on. I don't think I grabbed that shot, so I'm gonna swing my camera that way and position the column to my left to frame my shot, and play around with the circular polarizer, see which glares I want to get rid of and which ones I want to keep. I think, yeah, I go through my presets to find least objectable white balance, and here is the result. Yeah, I end up lowering or something like that. Here we go. This is an interesting shot here. I'm gonna try to keep the right side of that wall that's next to my lens in the shot, but ended up just grabbing that column that's on the far end. But on the left side, that light switch was just like annoying, so I was just trying to get rid of that light switch. But in the end, I included that light switch, as you will see soon, but just one, not both of them, I think. Yeah, just one, just to kind of let people know, hey, that's where that light switch is. It was not too objectable. I did not like that chair, just got rid of that chair for that one shot, and now the shot looks 10,000 times better, right? There's no obstruction. And structurally, that's what we want. We're selling wall, we're not necessarily the decor. The decor is there just to kind of scratch the imagination. I'm all the way in that corner, just trying to make that point there. Again, first slither, a second, you saw that left side of the wall there, the corner, framing my side. And I'm just gonna go into this master bathroom bedroom. Now, this master bedroom has an entrance that is in the middle of the room. That's a little bit tough. But usually that means that this hallway leading up to it is usually the same. There's closets on both sides. And this is a pretty good shot. It's compressed, so it's about 20 millimeters if you're a crop sensor. And there's the result. And with these bedrooms that are like a door frame in the middle, I just still treat it as if the door frame is in the corner somewhere. Just go into a corner and just shoot it traditionally. And here is that traditional angle that we normally see. Now here, I think what's happening here? Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm in focus. I think I'm gonna go through my white balance here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I'm gonna go through my white balance, and at some point I'm gonna say, okay, this is fine. And here it is. You see that slither of the right side of the that frames my frame. Just gonna go on the opposite side of the room to the mattress, swing right back on the alternate angle. Here I'm gonna include that corner of on the right side of that walk-through, hallway or whatever, and on the left side it's the middle of the window frame. Yeah, I'm not too happy with the white balance, so again I'm gonna choose the least useful white balance in this scenario, and I'm gonna create a new preset. So this seems to be the one that's least favorable. Just gonna walk up to the outlet that I think represents the average light in there, and boom, here we go. And now it seems to have a better white balance. Easy peasy. And ready for photo right here. And here I'm going to capture the middle of the room. Right, so it's kind of like angle, angle, straight on. Angle, angle, straight on. So I do like to mix it up just so that I really represent the room very well in the mind of the buyer, or a shopper at the very least, right? I mean, not necessarily the buyer, but the shopper for sure. Here, I usually include the headboard, but including the headboard kind of looked weird, so just included the slither of the right side dresser. Just go straight on the opposite side and shoot right back to where I was. Now this door frame or door path, whatever you want to call it, is not necessarily in the middle, so that kind of makes it a bit of a challenge. And here I can include the headboard here, and there it is. Again, I'm just gonna use that window to indicate that's where the window starts, and on my right and on my left, the dresser. Right, I kind of want to give people little anchor points. Here, I wasn't too happy of how that window looked on my left, and I decided against taking picture there. So I went on the opposite side there, but I did want to capture that little vaulted side of the room, or whatever you want to call it, this nook. So I just framed the right corner of the nook and left corner of the room, kind of show the dimension of that nook on the left side. And we kind of saw previously that it's kind of equal on the right side. So there's the photo, and we can deduce from the left side that the right side will probably look that similarly. Here's a straight-on shot of the bed. Interesting room, of course, in this particular scenario. But geometrically speaking, it still worked out very well. And again, I included that corner as you saw. And just went straight back here. Kind of similar shot that we had on the opposite side of the bed. Making sure I'm including the angles there, a corner of the room and so on. Boom, there it is. I could have included the window, but I did not in that instance. Here I'm also scrolling through some of the white balance options. Obviously I got to hide from the mirror there. And the 2-second timer helps me do exactly that. And there's the photo. And it kind of just gives you a glimpse of dimensions of the closets from both sides. You don't really need to go into the closets that much, unless you really want to. There's a trick to closets as well. Kind of similar to what we saw in the kitchen, pointing down. Here, I'm not too happy with the colors. You look at my right side door, it's not really white. It's kind of this purple, bluish. So I'm not really too happy with my colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and play around with white balance, try to look for something that I think matches, but I don't end up finding anything, and I end up going and getting the custom white balance trick. Boom, and that looks pretty good. That looks really good, actually. And as you see, it's on the right side. Just keep an eye on your right side to see how it was before. And it's after now. Boom. It's a subtle difference, but it's just less guesswork when you're editing. And here I'm getting rid of the glass glare on the glass, so we can see the shower handle. All right, well, that was it. Thank you guys for staying tuned.